The thing about dating a guy in their 30s when you're like in your early 20s, like,
God, you're sick.
example, I dated this guy that was like 35 when I was like 22. He might have been like 36, I don't even know.
Ew, pervert.
But at the time, I was like so obsessed with him. I was like in love with him because he like knew what natural wine was and knew how to make a cocktail. And when I was 22, I was like, oh my God, this brilliant gentleman. And now that I'm 26, I'm like, oh, I think that's literally all he has going for him. Like,
Never forget that everyone is a princess.
Let's be very clear. Average Joe 36-year-olds don't pull 22-year-olds. So let's just cut the bullshit right now. Look, you're not going to convince me that you dated an average to below average 36-year-old at 22 just because he knew how to make cocktails. You're just not going to get me to believe it.
It's an urban legend that never happened.
But I'll let her continue. Maybe she'll say something profound.
Not a chance.
I don't really know what else there is. And he keeps trying to talk to me, and I'm like, look, I've seen behind the curtain. I'm in my late 20s. Like, I know what you're doing. So everybody who's in their early 20s right now, if you got a guy and he's like 35, 36, 37, I don't know. Just remember, there's a reason girls his age aren't with him.
Where is she getting this logic from? See, she's living in her head.
Is it just me or she didn't get to a point? I mean, what was so bad about him? Did she not say, or did I miss it, or what's going on here? Or you just wanted to take advantage of our opportunity to talk down on a man? I think that's really what it was, because there was really no bad thing you said about the guy, other than you seen behind the curtain. The reason why he wasn't dating a woman his age, because he can pull women your age.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
It wasn't because he was undesirable to the women his age. Most 36-year-olds who could pull 22-year-olds could definitely pull a 36-year-old bitch. After she done hit the wall and she desperate. It don't even make sense. You just don't get how this dating thing work, do you?
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
Man, hit the links below, man. Y'all gotta start paying me for losing brain cells.
You're the most beautiful, funny, loving girl I've ever met. You're perfect. But I want to see if I can try and find someone better.
Things that Long Stick Rick and All Night Mike say for 500, Alex. Other than the stupid lips, this is an attractive woman who we know has plenty of guys in her inbox. But she keep picking the guys who say, yeah, even though you're perfect, I'm going to see if I can find something better. Their own hypergamy will keep them miserable. It's kind of ironic how the most beautiful women in the dating market end up being the most trash and the most useless in the dating market. Chasing a 10 guys gonna doom them to never have a family and never be in a happy, long-lasting relationship.
Oh, don't cry.
Rarely does a beautiful woman's looks produce, a wholesome family.
Why can't we meet our lovers like how our grandparents met their lovers? The dating apps are great, they work. But the way grandparents say how they met, there's no comparison. This is what my grandparents sound like. We met in Romania. It was on the mountain. There was a goat. And then on the hills, I saw your grandpa rolling down the hill. What an idiot. But I knew he was going to be my idiot. It was love at first sight. Wanna know what we're gonna sound like when our grandkids ask how we met grandpa or grandma? And I swiped. And I swiped, and I swiped.
Well, the idiot that rolled down the hill was just a regular guy. He wasn't 6'3". He didn't have a great job. He fixed chairs for a living. And she didn't think she was all that, and she saw the value that he could bring to her life. The structure and discipline he could bring to her life. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a huge B for calling him an idiot, but, I digress. Your grandma was a lot less picky than you. And then at the beginning of this video, you say, oh, dating apps are great, they work. Well, if they work, are you with somebody?
Boom. Roasted.
I don't see a ring on your finger, so it hasn't really worked for you.
And then I saw someone who wasn't holding a dead fish or who didn't look like a dead fish. And we matched, and then we were messaging, and he did not send me his pee-pee.
Ma'am, do you think you're a supermodel? I mean, since you're talking about people looking like a dead fish.
I think them just got a lot of fucking audacity.
Well, thanks for tuning into today's episode.
I said, I'll settle for him.
Oh, I'll settle for him. Yeah, okay. They don't want to face the truth that the guys that were better than them and that they thought were just amazing didn't settle for her.
Remember that?
I ain't forgot about that shit.
Y'all niggas think I forgot, nigga. I ain't forgot about none of that shit.
And that's why you had to settle for guy C. Not because he's a loser, because you're a loser. The reality is that guy that you settled for is probably a wonderful dude and would probably make a way better husband than that top 10%er.
That's some plausible shit right there. You should blog about that. I'm gonna put that on MySpace.
Am I the most attractive girl in the world? No. But do I have a great personality? Also no. But do I wake up every morning and try and be the best person I can be? No.
Well, of course not. She has 10,000 pounds of makeup on, but she looks like she may still be attractive without it. But yeah, if a woman is above a 7 these days, just forget about her being a good person. Well, what I teach on the channel is pretty much forget about any woman being a good person.
What's your boyfriend's most toxic trait?
Oh my god. So it's actually kind of funny. He'll say this thing to me all the time. He'll be like, I'm not your boyfriend. And I'll be like, yes, you are, silly. And then he'll say to me, he's like, no, I'm not. You seriously are delusional. You need to stop. It's getting ridiculous. You keep violating the restraining order. He filed a restraining order, by the way. It's so funny. It was such a good joke. But yeah, no, you know, I love him either way.
Oh, ha ha ha. This is just a skit. You know, this is a skit, RB. Don't take it that serious. This isn't most women's situation. A lot of women are chasing a guy out of their league who wants nothing to do with them in a serious way other than, you know, bedroom fun. And they rather have, you know, restraining orders taken out on them than ever date the average guy. This isn't just a few bad apples or a few Delulu apples. You know, Long Stick Rick and All Night Mike and Long Wang Chang, they really do mess up the game by even having bedroom fun with 4s. A 4 woman should be in a happy relationship with a 5 or 6 man, raising, you know, a wholesome family. But instead they're chasing guys that they never had a chance with. And I blame those dudes for even giving them bedroom fun. I want the top tier dudes to raise their standards so average women can stop being so confused. And average men can have some women to pick from.
And marry the woman in front of them at the time they are ready to get married.
My mom has been talking about this for years, and as a kid, I never understood what she was saying, but as an adult, I get it. She has always been saying, it has nothing to do with love half the time. It is proximity and timing. And I learned that the hard way.
You know, sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is. See, there's always gonna be some real sad parts in life that's hard to accept. That wishing something was different won't make it so. They're learning the difference between things they can change and things they can't. That's one of life's toughest lessons. Take it from someone who's been there. Take it from me, Mr. G.
It's really not. It's just what you guys tell yourself to make you feel better about the fact that the guy you were in love with didn't pick you and he picked somebody else. So you tell yourself, oh, she was just around at the time when he was ready, so he picked her. No, she was special and she was better than you in almost every way. But I know that's a tough pill to swallow, so keep telling yourself whatever you have to tell yourself to not jump off the you-know-what.
I was dating a guy many months ago, and we broke it off. He moved. That was the end of it. He ended up getting married, and I thought, okay, well, I guess he loves her, and that's just what that is. 3 years later, he contacted me to say, you know, you were the one that got away.
Why the fuck are you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop your fucking lying.
And I said, I don't understand. Like, you had me. And he was like, I wasn't ready. And when I was ready, she was there. We got married and she was...
He was trying to get some side pee. He's just telling you that to come through, hit it, and then go back to the woman he really loves.
Things aren't always what they seem. There's always something more that meets the eye.
A total wrong one for me. And this isn't about man bashing. We're not sitting here being like, oh, man, like, this is just purely what it is. And it's just something that we've had to accept. And that's why even Sex and the City had the yellow cab light theory. Even Sex and the City had the yellow cab light theory.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
Was that when a cab light is on and the first girl to get into it gets the guy when he is ready.
This lady's not giving up the title of dumbest motherfucker without a fight.
Oh, that's such a stupid theory. I'm sure a woman came up with it. But look, life isn't sex in the city. Maybe if you guys got that through your thick skulls, you could have some success in dating.
You get to say that about a woman. Why can't you say women are wrong when they're wrong?
You want to be making moves on the street, have no attachments, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy.
and that's my problem.